Hi there guys and girls, I wanted to do a video about Tattoo Assassins. Now, Tattoo Assassins is an arcade game that barely came out in 1994. I've always heard about Tattoo Assassins and you know, it's always been one of those things that's sort of been out there and sort of close to Mortal Kombat because it was a Mortal Kombat knockoff, a total rip-off of the greatness of MK. And I never really even bothered to look at it or even see the game or even play it or anything because it is out there, you can get it. And recently one popped up on eBay. Someone had a Tattoo Assassins board. Now just to let you guys know how rare this game is, they did their prototype of it and there were under 20 prototypes made. Under 20. So I don't have the exact number, but fuck, under 20 is like non-existent, scarce, you know, like half of those were probably destroyed or something. I know there's two machines, working machines in a where was it, I think it was some sort of MAME sort of archival place. If you look up the classic game room video on YouTube for Tattoo Assassins, you'll see him playing it. They say where it is. But yeah, this thing was like scarce as, right? So this one shows up on eBay for like $3,000 for this game, for this board, for Tattoo Assassins. And it sparked my curiosity. I'm like, because I never knew it was that rare, and then I started looking into it and I looked at a few videos and oh man, this is the worst arcade game I have ever seen. I am dead fucking serious. Mortal Kombat was a game that was just so clever and unique in so many ways. And a lot of people say that Tattoo Assassins is like, you know, it's a parody. It's not. It is fucking not. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to go into details. But, I mean, I'm gonna go through it step by step, but the first thing I'll tell you why it's not a parody is that they marketed the game like it was really like awesome and had a really cool story and all this shit, but it didn't. Like everything, all the marketing is just lies. It's total fucking lies. And the game even pops up with, this game has like 2,196 fatalities. You know, and like you think, oh fuck, 2,000 fatalities, you know, and then you think, fuck, I've played Mortal Kombat, I'm going to test this out. I'm going to try this out and see what these fatalities are like. And they're shit. I am dead serious. They are so shit. It's shit like most of the, and I'm gonna show you them. Don't worry, but it's shit like, you know, finish him, you know, or whatever, and then the other guy explodes, boom, and he turns into a remote control, and then it says, Luke wins. That's not a fucking fatality. It's just... So I decided to do this video because I couldn't believe how appalling this game was after finally actually looking at it. So firstly, we got to take a look at how it all started and what the buzz is on the internet. There's a few things out there that are incorrect, and I'm going to try and be as spot on as possible. But if I make mistakes, feel free to put them in the comments as always. And anyway, let's take a look at this piece of shit, Tattoo Assassins. According to Wikipedia, Carlos Pizzina and Daniel Pizzina worked on Tattoo Assassins. But no way, man. That can't be right. What the fuck? So, it's true that Daniel Pizzina had parted ways with Midway at the time, and Carlos was not included in MK3 as Raiden because of the issues, Carlos being Daniel's brother, and Daniel had tried to take Midway to court, and Midway sort of, I believe, distanced himself from Carlos for a while, or sort of got him to sit MK3 out, even though it was nothing really to do with him. Anyway, I just don't believe that for a second that this was their game. So after further investigation and a newer interview that I came across had surfaced on Polygon.com, Daniel Pizzina cleared up that he was going to be in the game, but never worked on it. People thought he was working on it in secret because he was going to be involved in the project. So Wikipedia, you're wrong, man! So who was responsible for this piece of shit, you might ask? Well, according to the game's credits, when you beat the game, it actually comes up and does like a staff roll. So you've got Joe Kaminokow, credited as designed, created, and directed Tattoo Assassins. So, who else worked on this turd? You might want to know. But for me, I mean, he's the guy. He's the main guy who came up with all the shitty ideas, because he's the number one as far as I'm concerned. But we've got Kevin Martin worked on the game. We've got John Carpenter. Wait, what? No. Fucking no. How dare you put that name on this piece of shit? You guys are probably like, well, that's his name. What's the big deal? Well, I will tell you what the big deal is. John Carpenter, and I mean the real John Carpenter, has made some of the best movies of our time. Assault on Precinct 13, Halloween, The Fog, Escape from New York, The Thing, Christine, Starman, and many more, including Big Trouble in Little China. Now, as you know, Big Trouble in Little China has 3 characters in it, or maybe you didn't know, called the Storms. One of them has the power of lightning, and this was the inspiration for Raiden for Mortal Kombat. So as you can see, it's annoying to see this name on the game that is clearly ripping it off. Moving along. So next we have Jack Liddon. Wait, what the fuck? Security officer. That has to be the first time I see someone get credited as that in an arcade game. Can you imagine interviewing this guy? Okay, I am here with Jack Liddon, and we are talking about the current game that he is working on, which is called Tattoo Assassins. So tell me, what is your role on the game?
Security.
I see. And is it hard work?
Oh yeah, it does have its moments.
Right. Well, thanks for the interview.
Thanks, mate.
Jack, and hope to talk to you again next time. Then there's a guy called Kurt Quake Anderson, who looks like a peeping Tom at your window, ladies. That cat, man. That cat. It then goes on to list several names who are art grunts. I have to say, the art in this game is enough to make me want to vomit. I would hate having my name in this game. Luckily it barely exists. But then again, through the power of meme, it's made a comeback. It lists a whole lot more people I couldn't give 2 shit nuggets about. But then it lists Bob Coldan Gale. Yes, that's right. The guy that wrote Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. Can you fucking believe it? This writing on this game is terrible. And I have nothing but respect for the Back to the Future movies. This is insanity. And why would you want to name yourself after the boss in the game? Coldan, whose catchphrase is, "Not!" Just like fucking Wayne's World. Don't get me wrong. I love Wayne's World, and Wayne's World 2. But the reason their not gag works is it has setup and payoff, the key to any good joke.
Wow, what a totally amazing, excellent discovery. Not!
This just says not for no goddamn reason every time you see the battle plan. I am not fucking joking.
Not.
Step aside, Steve Ritchie. Your "you weak, pathetic fool" line is no match for not jokes. Yeah, right.
This suit
is not black.
No, not has to be the end.
Okay.
Okay.
One of the last things to note from the credits is that there were CDs, t-shirts, and comic books for this shit. Can you believe it? Please, guys, if you have any of this stuff or pictures of any of these official shirts, CDs, or comics, I would love to see them. Because I'm sure they're practically non-existent these days. That's even if they ever were made. Because remember, this sort of didn't get an official release. Maybe they cancelled all that stuff. But speaking of the CDs, the last credit we see is sound deity Brian Schmidt. No, it cannot be. Brian Schmidt, for those who do not know, is a legend. The guy worked on SNES and Genesis games, including my own personal favourite Genesis games, Desert Strike, which also had Rob Hubbard, another Commodore 64 musical legend as well, and Jungle Strike, one of my favourite Genesis soundtracks. Before moving into the pinball industry, he worked for all the big pinball greats, but mostly for Data East. He even worked on Tales from the Crypt, which I consider to be a number 2 favourite pinball machine of all time. This guy not only made awesome tunes, he even developed his own sound chip that Data East pinball machines use, called the BSMT2000 chip. That stands for Brian Schmidt Mousetrap 2000. Just look at the stuff this guy worked on. Not only that, when he worked with Williams, he worked with Steve Ritchie and Dan Forden on Black Knight 2000 pinball machine. That's right, Dan Forden and Brian Schmidt doing kick-ass synth tunes with Steve Ritchie adding his iconic voice of the Black Knight. Hells yeah!
And they said, you got the power. And they said, you got the might.
No way.
And they said, get ready for battle.
Give me your money.
And they said, beat the Black Knight.
I guess it's not his fault he worked on this shit, because at the time he was working for Data East, and that is who made Tattoo Assassin's arcade game. After listening to some of the tunes outside of the horrible game, I have to say they are pretty good. This is probably the only aspect of Tattoo Assassins I think is good, that and the cabinet artwork. Oh my god, the story to this is so bad. The first screen we see is a bald guy wearing a fucking nappy tell us about his order of colours and this magic ink. Shit sounds like a 5-year-old came up with this story. Hell, the 5-year-old who works on the Axe Cop TV show does a better job. The story goes on, but really, who gives a fuck? It's so bad, I'm not going to waste my time telling you all about it. The game has 13 characters, with the most terrible, unimaginative names you have ever heard, who all resemble Mortal Kombat characters. Get a load of these. AC Current, a cyber mercenary who is wanted by his former employees after an industrial espionage double cross. Gee, he doesn't look like Johnny Cage, does he? Billy Turmans, stereotypical Native American character who is a fugitive from the US government. He bears a resemblance to the character of Billy Jack. The Mortal Kombat 3 character Nightwolf also bears a resemblance, even lifting a few of Billy's moves for his own. Yeah, right. To me, he actually looks more like Kung Lao. I don't think, just because he's Native American, I don't think he looks anything like Nightwolf. I mean, he's got the hat and he's got the vest. It's sort of the Kung Lao colours too, sort of the browns. Then we got Derek O'Toole. I swear I'm not making this shit up, guys. That's his name, Derek O'Toole. Why don't they just call him Tool and save us the problem, or save us the trouble of calling him Tool anyway? An Irish rock star who developed fighting skills after being falsely accused of terrorist activities. This guy is the biggest MK knockoff. Not only does he look like Liu Kang, he has Scorpion's harpoon move, Liu Kang's fireball, but get this, he has moves where Spinal from Killer Instinct jumps out of his body. Yeah, that's right. Not only was MK a victim here, so was KI. fuck this game. Hannah Hart, a stripper on a quest to avenge the death of her friend at the hands of a serial killer. Reagan, Sonia, she'll really put it on ya. That's all I got to say about that. Carla Keller, an ice skater who is a spoof of Nancy Kerrigan from appearance to backstory. Sexy and deadly, just like Princess Katana. Maya, an Amazon-like warrior woman who is battling land developers for control of her people's homeland. Oh, for fuck's sake, it wasn't enough to steal from MK, you had to go and steal from Killer Instinct 2? Even the name and story are the same. What the fuck? Takara Takhara, formerly Yakuza assassin who is wanted by both the Yakuza and Japanese police after being framed for murder. One word. Reptile. Truck Davis, a biker who is a lone survivor after his gang is slaughtered. He seeks to avenge the death of his comrades. Hi, Kano. What happened to your red eye? Luke Cord, a former Navy SEAL wanted by the CIA for questioning after military operation against the Soviet Union is compromised. Major Jackson Briggs reporting for duty with my crew cut. Not enough that he knocked off Jax, but this guy is in the game with my name. In this shit. Time to get a fucking name change. Now, sub-boss is in the game, which you might even be able to unlock at a later time, I'm not certain. But you've got Rihanna, a half-woman, half-rhino creature who is one of the sub-bosses. Fuck you, Shiva. You're a cunt. Rihanna is an absolute cunt, but looks exactly like Shiva. Then we've got DK, a fighting zombie who is one of the sub-bosses. Yep, as I said, zombie stereotype, yep, and also a major cunt. Then we've got Prism, light-based crystal monster who is one of the sub-bosses. This guy is probably one of the only three to have not ripped off MK or KI in some way, because he is a sub-boss. He fights like an absolute cunt. Uppercuts seem to be the only way to defeat him. And the boss of the game, Koldan, the Conqueror, a large man with a gloved hand with a giant hypodermic needles in his fingers. The final boss of the game, he seeks to create an army of mutants and enslave the human race. Ah, Koldan. There is not much to say here other than you fucking suck. So yeah, those are the characters of the game, and those descriptions I just got off Wikipedia. But yeah, so absolutely terrible characters. Next, let's talk about the terrible arenas. The levels you fight in this rotten turd are so uninspired and totally random. They have no flow or sense that they belong together. They are actually totally random. For example, I got an idea for a level. There's lava in the background because lava's cool, man. And we'll put some skeletons on the wall. And it looks all orange and stuff. Yeah, like it's all hot. That's like how they came up with the levels in this game. You can just see them in a room saying, and that'll be the second level. It's like that. Whatever crap they could think of became a cliche level in this. Let's look at some of them. Oh wow, I love this stage with the chest-style floor. The submarine is awesome. How could we forget Bob's Tattoo Place? I know any good fighting game isn't complete without the aquarium level. Lava, man. It's so cool. This level is so awesome. The background blood is clearly drawn like it is flowing, but doesn't even fucking move. Quality. And then there is the Amazonian level. Gee, look familiar? Oh yeah, that's right. They copied the character name and story from KI2. Why stop there? Let's copy the stage also. So either that, or they were a direct Mortal Kombat ripoff, like these stages. Gee, that doesn't look anything like Shang Tsung's throne room. Gee, that doesn't look anything like the church from MK3. Gee, that doesn't look like the armory from MK2 either. The endings for these games, oh my god. I beat the game with one of the female characters, the katana knockoff bitch Carla. Anyway, they used the same image from her bio, just added Mickey Mouse ears to her head and put a Disneyland background behind her. But because this game is a prototype, the ending doesn't display properly for me. Hell, I bet I can tell you what it was going to be though. After beating Colden and proving she is the bestest tattoo lady around, she decided to celebrate with a trip to Disneyland. The end. You know that's how it would be. God help us all. So I got curious, right? Maybe my glitch was a one-time thing, since I only beat the game once. And believe me, I didn't even want to play it through again. So I started to look for the endings online, and I found a video that has them on YouTube. So let's see how close I was to the real Carla ending. Here we go. So it's a newspaper image, and the headline reads, Carla Killer saves the world. Carla Keva has dispatched 8 fighters, destroyed 3 mutants, killed 1 supervillain, and saved the world. What will she do now? Carla, I'm going to Disneyland! I practically called it. I can't believe they were even lame enough to use the she saved the world cliche. That is some of the game's content, but how does it play? Well, for a start, they totally copy MK's aggressive style with their begin font, sometimes even changing it to kill. The characters are digitized pretty well, like MK's standard, but the hit detection boxes and moves all look like shit. The game speed is fast, probably too fast, especially in the sub-boss and boss fights, where the glitchy hitboxes will really start to shit you to tears. As I mentioned, the game boasts a huge amount of fatalities and even nudalities. Yes, that's right, nudalities. The rumour that was in MK3, they put it in this game. The game boasts a strong sexual content on the intro screen. So this shit must be hardcore. You must see everything, even some bush. Holy shit, let's see what a nudality looks like in this game. Oh my god! What the fuck was that? We didn't even see a goddamn nipple! Not even half a tit! And no bush! Where is the strong sexual content you promised us? Yep, that's right, it's totally non-existent. Hell, I could make a better nudality.
That's right, baby.
Nudality! It gets better. The fatalities, if you want to call them that. As I said, most of them just turn into some random fucking thing, and that's it. Let's take a look at a few.
Win perfection. Billy, win. Win perfect. Derek, win. Derek, win. Anna, win. Maya, win. AC, win. Carla, win. Hawk, win. Truck, win. Derek, win. Derek, win.
Get up and fight!
Hana, win. AC, win. Road to none. AD win.
What the fuck? Not only have they pissed on two of my favourite arcade games of all time, now they are even pissing on Magic Mike. No, not the McConaughey film. Ugh. When I was a kid, I had this toy robot. His name was Magic Mike. This thing was my favourite toy when I was about 6. Hell, here's a photo of me sleeping in bed with it. Wasn't I cute? What the fuck happened? Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat and loud music happened. Anyway, I can't believe they ripped off a toy. Look at it. It's an exact fucking copy. Fuck this game. Fuck it to hell. The last thing I have to say is look at how fucking bullshit the flyer is for this fucking pile of puke. Data East, the creators of the first interactive fighting video game. Bzz, wrong! Heavyweight Champion by Sega was the first interactive fighting game. Academy Award winning crew. My ass, one makeup guy wins an Academy Award. That doesn't mean your whole crew is talented. So lifelike. Oh yeah, when you drop the DeLorean on the guy, that looked totally real. And the cruise ship, and then it comes up on the screen, ship happens, that was like 100% lifelike. The part that makes me laugh the most is, it says, a crew of 41 movie makers, 15 programmers, 2 weeks filming, thousands of hours digitizing images, have gone into making Tattoo Assassins. Well, guess what? Mortal Kombat had 4 people. 4 fucking people. 1 programmer, Ed Boon. 1 graphics guy, Tony Goski. 1 story and backgrounds graphics guy, John Vogel. And 1 sound guy, Dan the Man Forden. 4 guys, and their game is a trillion times better than Tattoo Assassins. MK wins, TA loses, fuck TA. That's it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.